Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts, and today I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit, and instead of creating a scrapbook layout, I'm going to be creating a card or maybe a couple of cards. This is for Pinkfresh Fridays, which is a YouTube hop where a bunch of us scrappy YouTubers get together once a month to create projects using Pinkfresh Studio products. So I'm also participating in another YouTube hop that's going to be posted the following day, and that one is called Simple Stories Saturdays. And I'll be using Simple Stories products to create a scrapbook layout. So if y'all want to see more scrapbooking, just stick around because tomorrow there'll be another video on my channel where I created a scrapbooking layout. Okay, so I'm also going to be using a new product from Spellbinders, or it's actually a couple of new products. I have two different die sets here. This first one is the Create and Flutter and Flower Bow. It's an 8-piece set, and it comes with the three pieces that makes the bow. This is the center for the flower, and you can turn the bow into either a bow that has a flower in the center or a bow that has a butterfly in the center, and it's super cute. And I'm going to combine that with another new die set, which is called the Create a Slimline Border, and that's this set right here. I'm going to use these dies as well, and I'm going to go ahead and create some cards. So let's go ahead and pick out some paper. So what I thought I would do is try to use up some of my scraps that I have left over from past projects. And so I have my pocket here. This is a record sleeve that I pick up from Amazon. And I use these to store collections, 12 by 12 papers, and also scraps of paper like I have here. This is all my Pinkfresh scraps. So I'm just going to dump this out onto my table, and then we can pick out some papers to make a card. Now, I love this paper right here, which is this rainbow stripe. I just think that this paper would be super awesome to create a card. And wouldn't that be cute to use one or more of these border dies and make some border strips to layer onto a card. So that's probably one of the things I'm going to do. And so let's go ahead and see what other paper we have here. I'm also going to need to try to find something for sentiments. I was looking through the different embellishments that I have for Pinkfresh, but I don't really see as many things there for card making as I do for scrapbooking. And if I can't find something, I will probably just use a die and create like a happy birthday or something like that. So I'll still use the Pinkfresh paper or maybe some foil. I like using like gold and silver foil. So we might try to do something like that. So, okay, so let me see if there's anything else in here that I think might make a cute card. I might want to make two cards. I think I want to make one card with the butterfly bow and then one with the flower bow. And let's see, I think I'll do this one here with the butterfly. I think that would be really cute. And I also thought that this paper was really cute, and I think it goes really well. Wouldn't that look cute to have like strips of paper? I think going this way though. And then just have a little bit of this floral pattern showing at the top with the bow right here. And so maybe I'll do these two papers here from my first card. And then let's see if we can find something to use for the other card. Now I could use some of this tone-on-tone paper for the bow. I don't know, let's see. I don't think that paper is big enough. But it might be big enough. Yeah, I can make a bow from here. So I could definitely do a bow out of this pink paper. And let's see, I'm gonna set that over here to the side. And let's see what else we have here. We have some Christmas paper. Here's a yellow check and a green paper, more Christmas. And on this side is that geometric print. This is a really pretty color. It's a lavender color. That would be super pretty. It's almost a little bit too close though in color to use as a background. But I like that one too. So let's just put that one over here to the side. I have this really pretty red. Those are a little bit too busy. I want something a little bit simpler so I can make the dies stand out. And so we're just going to keep looking here. I like this blue one. And the green's pretty, but it's more Christmassy. That's from a Christmas collection. They have some white cardstock there. Okay, here's another stripe. This is also from a Christmas collection. And then we have this blue paper. Okay, I like this floral. That's really pretty. So if I was going to use this floral, what other colors would go well with that? Okay, I love these two papers together. And now I'm thinking I might eliminate this purple. I could definitely still use the pink for the bow. And then maybe the flower I should do yellow. That would be really cute if I created the bow with the pink, and then I could have the flower maybe be yellow. Let's see. I think I have another yellow paper in here somewhere. Let's see. I'm gonna go back and look. I also had, let's go through one more time. Oh, that's too small. Okay. I had that yellow check. I wasn't really feeling the yellow check. And I think this would work okay. This paper is Pinkfresh Studio paper is pretty thick. I find it a little bit of a challenge sometimes to do 𝗬𝗍𝘂𝗧𝘂𝗧𝗏 cutting with it. And but it's really nice to use as backgrounds, but I'm a little bit concerned about using it to create the bow, but maybe it might be okay. I did test the bow die, but I used a thinner paper, so hopefully using heavier paper, it's almost like a cardstock, is going to work. Okay, so I think we're just going to go with that yellow paper. Yep. All right, let me go ahead and move all of this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this out using my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut everything out that I needed to for the 2 cards that I'm making. And I also did just test out these other border dies. I'm not going to be using this in my card, but I just thought I'd show y'all the different dies, the way that they cut out. And so this die right here is an inlay die. And so it cuts into your paper, but it doesn't cut the edges. Okay, so this one here, which is a little dotted one, does cut one edge. And so when I cut this piece of paper, I just layered the 2 dies together, and so it cut this paper, cut the design into the paper, and then did the little dots and then the edge. So that's what that one looks like. And you can combine these dies together to make different borders. And then the other one that I cut out was this one here, which is super pretty. And it also does not cut out anything. It does cut the edge on one side, but the other side just cuts into the paper, and so it's still attached. And so you would use this to cut the edge of a card. It would be really pretty to just do this along the edge. And I think what I'm going to use this die for, though, is I'm going to do a scrapbook layout for Simple Stories, and I think this would make a really pretty border strip on my layout. So I think I'm going to use that die for that layout. So if y'all want to see more on that border die, check the video tomorrow for Simple Stories. Okay, so let's see. I did bring in one extra piece of paper or a scrap, and that was this paper here. I was looking for some green paper, and I was able to cut out a little strip down here to cut out my leaves. And so I have those leaves right here. And one of the really awesome ways to use up all your scraps is to make cards, because a lot of times you really only need small pieces. Okay, so let me set that over here. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is to put together the card base and the card panels, but I think that I'm going to just go ahead and speed up the video, and then I'll do a voiceover later, because it's too hard to talk and do it at the same time. And so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by creating my card bases, and I decided to use a 5x7 card base for both cards partly because I knew that once I created the border strips, that was really going to be a large element on that one card. And so I just thought it would be good to make the cards a little bit bigger than I normally make. Typically I make a smaller A2 size card, but sometimes depending on the card design, I do like to do things, switch it up a little bit and do a larger card. Okay, I'm using my Creative Memories paper trimmer. One of the things that's really awesome about this paper trimmer is that you can change out the blades, and there's a scoring blade and also a regular straight cut blade. And so I was able to score my paper, and then I'm just going to cut it down to a 5x7. Okay, so once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and cut down my card panels. So for this first card, I wanted to make my card panel slightly smaller than the card base. And so I cut this floral paper to 4.5 by 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to take the blue paper and I will cut that one even smaller. So that one will be a 4 by 6 card panel. And then I layered those on top of the card base. And once I did that, I thought that maybe I should use another paper in between that floral and the card base because I really wanted that to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to take this yellow paper, I'm going to cut this down to 4.5 by 6.5, and then I'm going to go back and cut down those other panels and make them slightly smaller. Okay, so now that I have my card panels cut down, I'm going to go ahead and layer them one on top of the other. I love adding multiple card panels onto a card because I love the added weight that it gives the card. It just makes the card feel more special, and I love the effect of having all of the different patterns together. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on top of this card base, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a white edge all the way around so you can see the card base underneath. So once I have that put together, I'm going to start working on my bow. And these bows are really easy to put together. So the most important step in assembling the bow is to make sure that you shape the paper first by rolling it around a pen or a pencil or anything that you have in your craft room that can help you to create the curve. Because if you try to assemble the bow without doing that, you're going to end up with creases in the bow instead of a nice curve. And then once you have that, if you have any problems with it flattening out, you can always go back and just keep reshaping it. And I was having a little bit of trouble with my liquid glue there, so I just added some ATG and then also the liquid glue to kind of help it to stay together. So I did wrap the middle of the bow with that rectangular piece of paper to make it look finished. You wouldn't necessarily have to do that if you're going to be layering the flower or the butterfly on top of the bow. But so you can use this bow three ways. You can use it as a bow with just that rectangular piece wrapped around the middle. You can use it with the flower, and then you can also use it with the butterfly. And so I thought that this came out really cute. I love the flower. I love the leaves. It just is a super cute bow. And I did also add the center in a darker pink, and I really love the way that that turned out. So I really didn't have a plan for this card other than just creating the card base and making the bow. And so now I am trying to figure out what else I'm going to put on the front of this card. And so I wanted to look for a sentiment. So I'm going through some of my Spellbinders card kits from prior months. And I found these dies that came from the March card kit and also some leftover sentiment strips. And so I'm just going to go through and see if I can find something to use on this card. So I'm trying out a couple of different sentiments there. And I decided to look through these dies. And one of the things that was in there was a leftover bunny and lamb. I had put those together with the dies that are included in the March card kit. And those are super cute, and I thought that the colors went perfectly with my card. And so at first I was thinking I could use both the bunny and the lamb, but I didn't really like how it looked. And so I decided just to use the bunny rabbit, and isn't that adorable? So I'm going to go through and pull out a few more things. I found a little bumblebee, and then also a little butterfly and some sentiments that say hello in 3 different colors. I wasn't sure which one of those I was going to use, and so I just pulled out all 3 of them. So I knew I wanted to use the bunny and also the bow, but I wanted to tie those 2 elements together but I didn't want to cover up the bunny face, so I decided to build the bunny a little body, and I took out some oval dies and created the body, and then I used the die for the ears and created two little arms. And then I used another die that kind of looked like a bunny tail to create a little fluffy bunny tail, and just added that to the side. And then I'm going to layer that bow just over the top or the bottom of the bunny's body. And I thought that just looked adorable. So I did lose a little bit of my video footage, so you're not going to see me finish the card, but I will share close-ups of the card at the end. But you didn't really miss much. I just added the yellow hello at the bottom, and then I popped some of the elements up with foam tape just to give a little bit more dimension. And I also added some gems just to give the card a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so for the second card, I took the floral paper and cut it the same side as my card base, which is a 5x7. And then I took all of those border strips and then I layered them one on top of the other all the way up the bottom of the card. The only thing I wish I would have done a little bit differently is just to leave a little bit more space at the bottom to show a little bit more of the floral. But I do love the way that those border strips turned out. It's really adorable. And I started out putting them really close together, and then as I got further up the card, I just started spacing them a little bit further apart. I love the texture that adds to the card. I also assembled the bow, and this time instead of using the flower, I used the butterfly. And then I'm going to finish off the top of the border strip there. I pulled out of my stash some paper tape, and it's little yellow dots, and I thought that was adorable, so I added that just there at the top to kind of give it a little bit more of a finished edge. I did think about using washi tape, but when I went into my washi tape drawer, I found that in there, so I just decided to use that instead. And then to add a little bit of sparkle to this card, I'm going to use some of the same gemstones that I used for my first card, and these gems are from Hobby Lobby. They're from the Paper Studio, and it's they have a bunch of different colors and different sizes, and they're just super pretty. And so I just put one of those gems right in the middle of that bow. And then the last thing that I wanted to do here was just to add something to the top of the card, just to break up that floral just a little bit. And so I had pulled out a piece of ephemera from the Everyday Musings ephemera die pack, and that was from Pinkfresh Studio. That's from the same collection that floral paper is from, and I backed that with a kind of a green pattern paper from one of the 6x6 paper pads. And at first I didn't think I was going to use that. I'm trying out some different ephemera. This is all the ephemera from the Everyday Musings collection, but I'm going to go back to this little card that says, what does it say? Have a bright day. I can't remember, but I'm going to put that up there because I think it says bright happy day. I think I was thinking I wasn't going to use that because it was a little bit too large and I couldn't figure out how to fit it there on the top, but I'm going to angle it, and I moved the bow down, and I think that turned out really cute. So it says, happy bright day, and then right under that, I have a little yellow puffy sticker that says celebrate today, and that's going to finish off this card. So I hope I've given y'all some inspiration for how you can use your Pinkfresh Studio products to create some really cute cards. And I hope that y'all will go and check out everyone else that's participating in this YouTube hop, and I will have links to all of their videos in the description below. Okay, so I'm going to share some close-ups so that y'all can see the finished cards. And I also have a short video clip of my two dogs, Bella and LilyBelle. So if you want to see that, stick around to the end. So I hope y'all enjoyed this card making process video. And if you did, please give this video a like because it helps me to know what videos y'all like to see on my channel. It also helps YouTube to know what videos to recommend to other viewers. And if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have y'all join me next time. Okay, so y'all take care. Hope you have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now. Hey LilyBelle, what you doing? Did you get your hair cut yesterday? You look so cute. You're so pretty. So what you doing? You gonna eat that breakfast? Or are you just gonna guard it? You have anything to say? I hear Bella in the background walking around. Okay, no growling. She's not going to get your breakfast. You don't need to worry. Okay? Don't worry, okay? You'll have your breakfast, but you should go ahead and eat it just in case. So we took Bella to the vet and she gained 1/2 pound. And I think it's because she's been eating LilyBelle's food, and now LilyBelle's been getting upset. Okay, well, I guess I'll leave you to your breakfast. Can you say hi to the YouTube people? No? Did you get a haircut? You look super cute. Yeah, you have a bandana. She did have a bow, but she got that bow out of her hair already. So she got that bow out. Yep, she didn't like to wear bows. Can you say anything? No? Okay, you told him hi, and what else? Yeah? And what you been up to? Nothing? A whole lot of nothing. Okay. Yeah? You gonna help me scrapbook today? Yeah? So are you gonna tell everybody what happened at the vet? Yeah? Yeah, you got on the scale and yeah, and they said you were gained weight. She went to the vet and she was 8.2 pounds. Yeah, and that's big for you because you've been gaining weight. Yeah, and then 3 weeks later we went back to the vet for a checkup, and how much did you weigh? 8.6 pounds. I know. That's like almost 1/2 pound. No, it was 8.8. It was 8.8. That's what it was. Almost 1/2 pound. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So then, after they told us how much she weighed, Bella got back on the scale, and I told the girl there, I said, Bella wants you to weigh her again because she doesn't believe it. And so she got back up on the scale, and the lady looked over and she says, nope, still 8.8. Sorry, Bella. Huh. Yeah. So you need to quit eating LilyBelle's food, okay? No more double breakfast. No more double dinner. You're hungry? Okay. Well, maybe I need to get you some low-cal snacks. She didn't look like she likes the idea of that. I could get some green beans, broccoli. No, you don't like those? Well, those would be good for you. It would be very low calorie. You don't like them, okay. Well, maybe you should try again. You might like it this time. Huh? Maybe some frozen green beans? I've heard those are pretty good. That doesn't sound good either. Yucky food, huh? Yeah. Yucky. Okay, well, I guess that's all we have. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend. And we hope to see you next time. Bye now.